Hello, and yeah, yet another video. We're going to do a little job on the Mini here. As you can remember, in the last video she failed the MOT NCT annual car test because of an imbalance on the front shock absorbers, right? And what we're going to do is I'm going to replace the shocks, but I won't video the two of them. I'll do one, and you'll know, we'll just it's a replicate on the same as the other side, because I'm Jim and this is Jim's shed. Right, so we're going to horse into this. First thing, get a pair of gloves, stick them on, and yeah, so, okay. So, right, take off the wheel first. Right, so I'll just bring the camera over and show you what we're going to do. So we're going to take out this strut. It's a McPherson strut type suspension unit. It's not multi-link, so we have no top wishbones or anything like that. It's held on and secured by means of a bottom wishbone, a drop link, which you can see here, and your steering. Now I'm going to try and take off this shock without removing the disc and the bottom or steering, and I'm going to try and attempt to get it out just by loosening it off the hub carrier and disconnecting the drop link, and hopefully we'll be able to get it out. So, right, without further eloquence, we will attempt this job. So I'll just mount the camera. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Okay. So, right. Let's have a look here, see what we got. Yeah, every size bar the right size, huh? Okay, so I might just put that there. I'll be able to see it a bit better, you know. How's that? Okay. Right. So, drop link first. Yeah, that's 17. I think I'll use a shorter one. Might work out a bit better. Actually. Right. Okay. Out she pops. There's our top link. Right. We'll loosen the strut of the hub carrier so that isn't 18. Okay. Wash her off. Turn it around. Disconnect our brake line from the now. Okay. Just so I don't mix everything up. We'll just put them like that. Now, okay. Next job is I want to shove out that. Yes. This is the ABS sensor. Disconnect that. There you go. Right. Let's them safely out of the way. We don't want to now. Right. You don't want to damage them, so we just took them in out of the way there nice and now next job, jack underneath the bottom wishbone. So we'll attempt this. So jack it up. There we go. Now I'll take off this center hub. I don't think I might get away with it. They can be very hard to get off. This is a Sealy 225 foot-pounds of torque, 24 volt So a fairly serious piece of kit, like, you know, it's suitable for all this kind of work. So yeah, now, okay. Now, what I want to try and do now is, I want to try and separate the strut from the hub carrier, and we should be able to do that with a little bit of persuasion. So we'll attempt that now. Hope you can see that there now, folks. So I'll just loosen down the jack a bit and gently. Now she popped down there now nicely. And go another bit. Go the whole way, sure. Lovely. Almost out. So the next thing I need to do is don't loosen them fully, otherwise the whole lot will drop down. Just enough to wiggle it. Now, listen, I'll take them all off for the crack. Take them all off, see what will happen. Now, put this back here, hopefully you can see what's going on. Right. Maybe I'll just put one back up, just to keep it, you know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not letting them fully out is the right way to go, because there you go, and she's out. Happy days. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Now we'll attempt to take them off. Okay. Now there's the offending item out. What I'll do is I'll pause for the moment and set up the camera on the bench so you can see what I'm at there. So we'll see if I can move this camera, hopefully, on the bench. You can see where I'm at. What I need to do is I need to separate the spring from the strut. But to do that we need to compress the springs first. So without further eloquence, bear with me now. I don't have a cameraman today, so he's otherwise engaged. So we will attempt to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press the optic zoom option, which is number 2. Now I think you should be able to see where I'm at there. Right. Okay. So, lads, this is, you know, you want to be very careful at this crack, you know. There's 2 ways you can do this. You could grab the strut, put it on the ground, right? I'll move the camera so I can just demonstrate to you what I mean, right? I don't know if this will work or not, but I'll try it anyway. I'm going to put the camera down on the ground, right? Some people get the strut and just put it on the ground, grab their gun, stand behind it, grab the gun, loosen it, and the strut will shoot down the room, or down the... Lads, you know, yeah, look, I don't know. I think I prefer the other option now, somehow or another. But if you don't have means of, no, we'll try this again. Put it back up on the bench. I hope you can see that. I'm just making sure that, yeah, okay. That's the top mount. It's on the bearing, so when you turn the wheel, you know, take off the dust cap. That's the first thing. And what you need is these guys, spring clamps. So you loosen like as follows. Tighten them in on that spring, and on the opposite side, not here, over here, you do the same. So like so. Try and get them. Now, because this is a Mini, there's only 3 coil springs. It's not going to take a whole lot to compress this. But other vehicles and other contingencies, you know, the springs are a lot more. So, you know, but this won't take a whole lot. So, to compress. Like so. I think that's enough. Now, so what do I need? I need an open end socket that has the slots that I can get something like an adjustable spanner. You know, that'll do nicely. I also need, I'd say it's an 8mm Allen key, which fits in on top, like so. You put the onto the bolt. So I'm going to get something to hold it with. I normally use a 10 socket to hold it like that. Then loosen it like so. So this shouldn't take too long. I know I have enough compression on those springs because you see it's loose, it's not under any pressure from the, so I know it's safe to do so now. So as I said, it being a Mini, you know, so we loosen this. What's that tune out of? Let me think. Something that used to be on TV. Thunderbirds. Yes, I used to love watching that program when I was a kid. Yeah, Thunderbirds are go. Jeez, I was infatuated with that, and I always wanted to the little with the little spaceships and the you know the puppets, the way they moved around. Now that's fully loose. Lift it up carefully. There's a dust cap on the bottom here, stopping the grease from the bearing. While you have this top mount off, check the bearing on and make sure it's okay. You know, these were replaced within the last year, so I know they're fairly good. So yeah, do no harm. So just lift it off, and the top end here then there's another retaining washer here. Leave it on and just gradually, just slowly lift it up like so. Then grabbing our spring like that, laying it down carefully. Take off our dust cap and our bottom like so. Adjust your offending item. I will now get its replacement. So, one here I prepared earlier. So folks, my battery died whilst I was getting the new shock. So, okay. Yeah. So we'll replace everything. There it goes. A lot of people go for coilovers. Yeah, look, I'm not into that. Got the dust cap. Like so. Yeah, I was just saying, I'm not a lover of coilovers. When BMW designed this car, I just moved that camera a bit, you know, they more or less got it sorted with regards to at least the suspension anyway, you know. I mean, look, coilovers, hard, you know, I'm not into that. I just don't like it, never did. It does nothing for me, so yeah. Not for me. Not for me. Forgetting the washer. I think I might just apply a little bit of grease on that. So, yeah. just to won't do it any harm. Yeah, coilovers, not into them. I know they're all the rave, but they don't rock my boat. So yeah, they don't rock my boat. Not for me. It's okay putting coilovers, providing you keep it on the same ride height and the same damper settings, but yeah, no, not for me, not for me. Yeah, not for me. Now I'm going to put another little bit. Won't do any harm. Yeah, that should do. BMW, when they designed this Mini, they got it more or less sorted anyway with regards to the suspension setup. Yeah, just want to move my what do you call it? Sensors on the lights in here, so when you move around, the lights stay on. Went off there for some reason, so back on again. As long as you guys can see what's going on. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. That's it. Nice and tight. Good and tight. Yeah. Okay. Put everything back as you go. You know? Yeah. Everything back as you go. So that's all nice and just cap back on. Now we loosen our spring clamps. Yeah. Great job, these about 30-40 quid. Yeah, great job. Absolutely 100%. 100%. Yeah. I hope you guys can see that. See what I'm doing here, you know what I mean? So no point in me doing this if you can't see what's going on. Anyway, loosen our clamp like so. Yeah. Now, to finish, before I put this back on, I like to give it make sure it's seated in. That's it. Ready to be put back on the car. So we'll get our camera once again, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. A light on the subject. Yeah, putting it back is always harder than taking it off. But look, I'm going to see how this goes, you know. Yeah, I'm going to see how this goes. I might just put a bit of grease in there just to help it along, you know. But yeah. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm sure you don't get any on the discs. Just a little bit of grease, help it slide in. That's all. Okay. Now, so we'll grab our component, our strut, put it back in again. Yeah, so yeah. Now I want to show you this. There's two markers. You see them there? They go on the outside, like so. That's just so you know when you take them off. So, first things first, I'll put it up here. Yeah, and I will just hold it on with two. Yeah. Now, let's see how we go here. How are we going to go here? I still think there's no need to there's no need to put. Now, where are we going now? Line them up on top, which is easier said than done. Yeah, easier said than done. Just one little turn. Now, I want to try and explain this to you. I'll use my screwdriver as a pointer. So this little clip here has to fit down on that little slot, so that when I put the bolt through here, it goes through this also. So this has to fall down into this little slot here. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do right now. And that's where my jack will come to the rescue. The bottom side of the ball joint, which is about there. So now the top link, or the drop link, clip it in just like that, just to keep the whole thing, you know, stop it from rocking around on you. So now line it up as best you can. I'm just going to leave that there for the moment so you can see. Line it up as best you can and just start bringing up your she should slide in fairly nicely. Ah, that's fallen into place, lovely, look. Oh, look at that. Almost there. There it is. Now the whole strut is moving, so that sounds good. That sounds good. Straighten it up here like this. And I'll put the bolt in next. Time to get our persuader. And I'll set it to DEFCON 1 just for starters. DEFCON 2. DEFCON 2. Washer on. Not. Like so. Then I'll go to my deferred manual. Wipe that grease off there. These brakes have been upgraded to Rambo. I didn't want to go for the big red, you know, look, no need. As I said, this car is it's a light car, but a big discs and the special pads, it's improved the brakes to no end. But getting back to this, I get my calculated persuader and set to 125 Newton meters, which is 125. That's not 125, that's 155 down. Wait now, I'm reading this wrong. Newton meters, foot pounds. Check my book. Newton meters, 125. So, yeah, that explains it, alright. Oh yeah. One 24, 25. Brilliant. Love that sound. Now, the top link. Sometimes you have to put a what do you call it on the far side? A file down spanner to hold it, to stop the whole thing from twisting. But if you use your persuader set to DEFCON 1, you'll get a light turn on it. Okay. then we will set it to our desired torquage. Go to my book. 125 is top link. Right, the hub carrier is 165. Okay, I was wondering that felt. So 125, 165. So this is already on 125. Ah, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then we move it up to 165. Yes, that explains it. That explains it. Okay, so now drop link, hub carrier bolted on, center nut. I didn't need it off, so it is possible to get it off without taking off, without letting the drive shaft, you know. So, okay, we will commence fire. DEFCON 3. And I will also give it a little bit of just in on the corner of that, just to help it lock it in position. Stop it from falling out. So now put our ABS sensor back into its desired position, like so. It doesn't look right. That looks crooked. Oh, well, we'll solve that too. That's more like it. And then our brake line. Yeah, that looks good. Now, all I have to do now is tighten our top. So, yeah. 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 We'll just put that there. We'll put this back out to def so that you can actually see everything that's now. Yeah, I think we're pretty good at that, folks. Yeah, happy days, you know. Now we put the wheel back on, let down our jack, like so, and yeah, what I will say is, as I was saying earlier on, listen, I'm not into coilovers, so don't do that for me, you know. I like to keep it away. If I was doing anything with these, I might put a set of Coney dampers, Coney shocks. You know, you can adjust them at the top here to adjust the damp intensity, but lowering springs and all that crap, no, listen, I'm just not into it. It doesn't do that for me, you know. So yeah, we put the wheel back on now, right? And we'll see what she liked then out on the road. However, I do have I know I did a video on this. I did a video on this before, but putting wheels on cars, you know, it can be a tricky old job, you know, so because they're heavy. I find this a great little method. It's just an M16 bolt, cut the top cut off and the slot come through it, even though you don't really need the slot for the screwdriver, like so. You don't really need it. And simple thing of grabbing your wheel and lifting it up and putting it into the yeah. In theory, what I see now, am I lined up? Not. Okay. The wheel just slides on. So now you can relax and put your bolts on. However, before doing so, I will apply, if I can find what I'm looking for, should have spray on chain lube, just to lube them up. Now, there's a bit of chain lube. Anyway, so clean the paws. Yeah. Grab our persuader. Put her on to DEFCON 3. Rubberized socket protects the wheel. So yeah, just like that. Then you simply take out your and put the remaining two studs in. Always go slowly, make sure you're on the right thread, you know. There you go. That's how you change the front shock on the Mini. Happy days. I'm now going to go and do the other side. You know, never change one side without changing the other. Wasting your time, because you're going to create an imbalance, you know, and that's what fails them. If it's more than 15% difference between each side, it's a failure. Believe it or not, I think I said this when I picked up the Mini after its mods. If both of those dampers were totally kaput, both of them gone, it'll still pass, because there's no difference between the two. That's how they measure, which is wrong in my opinion. It's the intensity of damping. That's the purpose, and that's why it's called damper. It dampens down steadies the whole car, stops it from bouncing all over the place. But look, yeah, that's it. I'm going to do the same on the other side, very same as this one, and no need to show you that. But what I will do is, I'll for you it's only a second or two. I'm going to pause the video, and hopefully I'm going to come back to you, hopefully with a cert, because it's now 7:10, and I'm booked in for 9 p.m. Such is the backlog in this country. They keep going right through to 10 p.m. I think so. This job, roughly what, half an hour each side, maybe 40 minutes. So I'll do the other side and pull out the car, and it's only 15 minutes from here, and hopefully when I come back I'll have a cert. So in the meantime I'm going to tidy up here and do the other side, and then we'll get back onto you in a few minutes. So without further eloquence, I'm just going to put the camera there and do the other side, and we'll get back onto you in a few minutes. So folks, I'm back from the test centre, and hey presto, passed with no advisories. So I'm now covered for another year. If the car is more than 4 years old, I think. No, sorry, if it's more than 6-year-old, I think, yeah. After 4 years, it gets its first NCT. After 6 years, it's every year, or after 8, I'm not sure. But this car is, it's out the front there now. It's nearly 20 years old, so it's every year. So I'm okay for another year. I ran into a problem when I was replacing the other shock. I couldn't get the bolt that clamps the carrier together to hold the shock in place. So I had to drill it out, but thankfully I made it just in time for the test. I think I had 3 or 4 minutes to spare. Ran in, and yeah, he said, "You're grand, yeah, drive her in." So there was no issue. They only, as I said this before, they only test, or they only check the offending item or the failed item, which is front. He just ran it up and did a what he called break and shake, and yeah, came up grand. So happy days. I have my cert. I'm okay now for another year, and so yeah, the next video is going to be, I've been meaning to do it last week. It'll be 6 weeks. I hope to do it next week. If it's next week, it'll be 6 weeks now ownership of the ID4 GTX, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Not, you know, I'm not a motoring journalist, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my opinion on what it has been like owning an EV, and what I like and dislike. There's likes, but there's also dislikes on the car. So we'll do that probably next week. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe to the channel. Give us the old thumbs up, you know. As I says, this is not a, you know, one of these money making channels where we, you know, I just love it here in the shed, you know. I just like poking around with cars and showing you, you know, little jobs like that you can all do yourself, you know. I do have to do dual mass flywheel and clutch in a 2-litre Passat. Now, it's a 4-hour job, so what I'll probably do is set up the camera and just put it on time lapse, and I'll just video the whole thing and just show it back to you in a time lapse and slow it down for the beginning and the end, you know. But that's a big job which has to be done. It's about 4 hours. Gearbox has to come out and, you know, all that. So lovely stuff. Get the old hands dirty, you know. So yeah, listen, as I said, don't forget like, share and subscribe. Also, I've been asked to do Jim's Shed's second-hand car review, right? And there's a nice car I've been asked to do. A fella down in Waterford at Sleeveroo Tires. A big shout out to them, Dave and the gang. And there's a guy there who has a certain car, I'm not going to say what it is, and he's asked me to do a second-hand car review. Now I haven't done one in a while, so yeah, looking forward to that too, you know. So that's going to be another something else for you guys. Nice bit of content there, and I'll give you what I think, you know, impartial view of what I think of that particular car. So listen, once again, thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, thank you and goodbye.